We're going through last week's price action, right? I'll be going through the last week's price action. Pretty flash week, right? Somehow like, but yeah, everything was like to the tick, to the point. And looking upon this economic calendar, it was a big, it was a bit fixed up. A flashy week, a flashy month also, like and stuff. So, but in price action, like in price action, I have come to understand like you if you try your best to learn how like to make your bus around the folders, it becomes more simple, easy, and like precise, right? Precise. So I think it's just like the two most of the people don't like just don't like understand. But if you understand the economic calendar, it's a bit like it's a bit great. But anyway, let's go through the price action. As we can see, we had like red folders like Monday 9:45, Tuesday 10, Wednesday 10, Thursday 8:30, and Friday 8:30. For me, like I don't like this 9:45 red folders, right? I pretty much don't like them. I rather have a 10 a.m. than 9:45, right? That's my like my own opinion. I don't like them. I just and I prefer having like 8:30 like a single red folder like 8:30 as you can see on like Thursday and Friday. That's a bit like good for me. But upon that, let's go. So this is DXY what? DXY last week. So what were our levels? We had this low, right? We had this low, we had this high, we have this high also, right? On the weekly level, right? So as you can we like someone asked like what made me think like we are still going lower, though we are like we have this inside candle, right? For me, like the inside candle, it's a bit, it's somehow like a continuation, and for me, a consolidation, and for me, after like an expansion, if I get to see a consolidation, most of the times I anticipate like continuation, right? So like expansion, consolidation, continuation. On the weekly level, we had this low and this high. So I would like to see like if I am to trade any direction, I would like to see like one direction being manipulated, right? And as last week closed bullish, I would anticipate the other side to be like to be more favorable, to be like manipulated. And on the daily time frame, these we are levels, right? When we go down to the daily time frame, this is what we have, right? So looking upon this, we have a lot of stuff here, right? We have a lot of stuff here. But when Monday opens up, we wish into this, we expect it. So that's how like I just like this kind of confirms the bearish narrative. This kind of confirms the bearish narrative. So if we are to go lower, this high shouldn't be like returned back to, right? We have manipulated this. So if we are to go lower, this candle, this high is now like protected. So if I am doing a swing trade for the whole week, I would like anticipate, I would like press my stop loss here, anticipating like price won't return back to this high till we reach out for this low, right? I take this as a protected like high right now, right? Though we still have this liquidity, but we are like we manipulated this with a red folder and an SMT, right? That's a plus for me. An SMT, remember that, an SMT. And on the daily, what we had, like this was last week's like closure high, right? This was last week's high. Let me remove this. This was last week's high. So so when we get down to the when we get this close below this, then I am in for this high to stay protected till we reach out for this, for the low, right? Just like an if then scenario, because starting the week I expected like Monday to take out like this low before going for this high, but we gapped up, right? We gapped up, then like just like trading back into the like the consolidation, high time frame consolidation low, right? So I am just looking from this point, I'm just looking for trades, bearish trades, right? I don't care how like the bullish trades form. I am just looking for bearish trades till we reach out for this level, right? So going down to the 4 hour time frame, right? What do we have on the 4 hour time frame? So the we had an SMT right here, right? We had an SMT right here. SMT, after a closure below this low just confirms like my narrative for bearish PA, right? Till we reach out this low. So if we are just to go higher, what levels do we have? We have this low. We only have this low, right? If we don't manipulate this low, we are left with only this low. So how do we reach upon this low, right? We didn't manipulate this low, right? We didn't manipulate this. That just confirms we are going for the lower low, right? This is we only have two relevant lows, this one being this one and the last one this one, right? Those are the only lows we have. So if we don't manipulate the other low, then it is automatically to the last low, unless we get somehow like an SMT upon this low with a correlated pair. But upon that, we only look out for lower lows, for the low after manipulating this, right? So after us coming from this low, I'll be like framing my trades bearish using the 4 hour time frame like to support my profiles. Like I just use confirmations, right? Confirmations and profiling, and just for this, if you align up with the high time frame order flow, right, the entries just becomes more simple and easy, right? You just look for the confirmations, and it's not about like having the best entry, it's about having a good stop loss placement, right? It's about how you place your stop loss, because if we are to go like if you are in the direction of the order flow, somehow some way you'll be fine. Just learn how to like stop your install like what your stop loss, right? So I think on DXY, I think this was it for the DXY, right? And starting this week, I'll be adding on the indices trade also, right? The indices trade also. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and start to profile this week, right? We're gonna profile this week. Let's go down to the hourly time frame. and we see how like I will profile my week. So Monday, this isn't like always as such, but yeah, it did happen. Having like Monday as high of the week, right? Isn't as such. Most of the times, I expect like Monday to consolidate or sweep out like a level to like so as we can manipulate, right? Tuesday or Wednesday, an SMT on the highs, right? An SMT on the highs. Yes, sorry, my bad. An SMT on the highs with a structure shift, right? With a structure shift. Okay, so yeah, just like it's about like profiling your stuff, like you profile and then you confirm. That's how you confirm. Sorry, my bad. That's how you confirm. So it was a great week. It was a great week. Great PA. Yeah, and I think that's it. That's it for DXY. I won't be like going through the GBP price action because I think it's just you just have to understand like the process, right? If you understand the process, it's about it applies to every single market, right? I do believe if you have the right stuff, you can trade anything with the chart, right? So that's it. Later on, I'll be doing like next week is preview, right? Outlook, and this time I'm like including the indices chart, right? I've been like off. I've been off like due to the school stuff, but yeah, we are almost coming to the holiday, right? We are almost having coming to the holiday. So I'll be back on YouTube, like trying to be consistent on YouTube. Just recording this, I am also trying to like to create like stuff I can look back upon, like maybe later, right? Because a lot of stuff happens, and sometimes you have just to have something you will look upon, right? So I'm just creating this to look upon for later use, also for me, right? Not just like for views and stuff, but also for me, right? So I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Like, good luck and good trading.